Brown, what's good? What's good? June 1st, man, 2026. Already halfway through the year. Crazy, man. Time is flying. I'm over here, in Florida. Just got finished with this workout. Let's go. Topic for today is don't shrink for other people's approval, man. And one of the things that, I definitely um, was, I just went to Publix, right? I'm going to share some stories, man. I was just in Publix coming from the gym. I usually do that, go get my meats, everything I'm going to cook for the day. And it's so funny, I see this lady, older lady, and it makes me think. And I used to be so conscious of it, but now I kind of see it. And they see me, I'm in my workout gear, and I like to think of myself as being pretty big, whatever, right? Especially coming from that mindset from the gym, feel swole, right? And I get the clenching of the pocketbook. Sometimes I get the looks from men, especially older men. They start putting their hand in their pocket. They worry about, like, again. And I know that media has a lot to do with that and how they perceive, somebody that looks like me, right? And I used to be so conscious of it, and I used to hate that. But when you kind of step into who you are, right, you embrace that. Instead of me shrinking up and like being like, man, why they gotta be like that? That's how I used to be. I used to get mad, but now I'm just like, I accept it because I know who I am. One of my boys back in the day, he used to say this, right? And it was the positive side. He said, man, when you walk in, we was in a business meeting of a Lake Tahoe. This is about 10 plus years ago. And he was like, man, when you walk in, man, like the room like gravitates to you. You have this gravitational pull towards you. And he's like, man, you kind of light up a room. At that time, he said, I lit it up. And then another friend of mine, right, coach friend of mine, played in the big leagues. And I was telling him how I was coming from the store, and I was talking to him. And he would do it, and he was like, I ain't gonna lie, D, you a big motherfucker, man. And he's like, you gonna scare some people, man. It is what it is, man. You're a scary motherfucker. And I was like, all right, when he talked to me about that, then I'm like, all right, well, still, I didn't like it. But now it's like, you have to make sure you don't shrink down to make other people approve who you are, right? Why you get in this shape for? Why you put all in the work and want to look the part, right? You want to look the part, be the part, but then when people see you, you start worrying about what they believe. Nah, you know the work that you put in. You know who and what you believe and who you are as a person. You ain't gonna do nothing to them, but if you step to me wrong, you know what's up. Don't ever shrink to nobody for their approval. Know who you are, and that's what I'm learning. Okay, it's people gonna think and believe what they think and feel a certain way, but I ain't worried about that. I just want to share some of those stories like that, man. Don't shrink down to nobody, man. Don't ever do that.